Singing the national anthem is our East Indians' very own Cadet Private First Class, our JROTC program, Mr. Luke Hawkinson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Through broad stripes and bright stars, through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Luke. Fantastic job. At this time, I'd like to introduce East Indians Cadet Lieutenant Colonel of JROTC, Mr. Nihar King.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Nihar King, and I'm the Battalion Commander of East Union's very own JROTC Lancer Battalion. I stand before you today as a young man who, through the amazing experiences and opportunities JROTC has offered, has been made a better leader, a better citizen, and a better person. As Lancers, all of us in this gym have the potential to be leaders. Whether you're interested in leadership, fitness, community service, or simply becoming the best version of yourself, JROTC gives you the tools to make it happen. It's a program that transforms your potential into purpose and action. Before you leave here today, consider JROTC. Consider the pursuit of excellence, and know that you all have the potential to become better leaders, better citizens, and better people as part of JROTC. I would now like you all to give a warm welcome to your incredible fellow Lancer performing for you today, Cadet Staff Sergeant Matthew Jarmel.
Excellent job. Well, this afternoon, Michigan High School is honored to welcome James Burnett, who joins Manteca Unified School District to lead a special school assembly called Community Salute to Heroes. In this assembly today, James Burnett, an Army Reserve ambassador, will share powerful stories about those in service and recognize our everyday heroes. Police officers, firefighters, nurses, teachers, military members, and veterans. These heroes strengthen our community. These heroes, we're deeply grateful for their service. Before we begin, we're pleased to welcome Manteca Unified Superintendent, Dr. Clark Burke. Deputy Superintendent, Mr. Roger Giltron. Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Claire Schmid. The Director of Secondary Education, Mr. Frank Gonzalez. We also want to welcome members of the EUHS Board of Education. Here today we have Board President and Manteca Chief of Police, Mr. Stephen Schmuller. Also in attendance today we have Board Member Ms. Denise Matthews. We also have Board Member Mr. Eric Duncan. Not here today, we want to recognize him, our site SRO police officer, Mr. Ryan Smith, also an East Union alumni. Give him a hand. From the Manteca District Ambulance, Vanessa Mejia. Bill Garcia. And Vincent Mejia. Ambassador Burnett will take the floor to share with you important messages and inspiring stories that honor and celebrate the everyday heroes. As students and soon to be young adults, Each of you will play an important part of our community and lead your community to be stronger, kinder, more united. We are all leaders and we are all team players in this room. We all have a part. And we look forward and we can't wait to see how you will impact the world. James Burnett, he is the president of BCA Cares, an organization that gives back to local nonprofits through charitable donations. He founded the San Diego Army Advisory Council to connect education, business, and community leaders in support of service members and students. He also helps students nationwide earn college scholarships through the West Point Admissions Project and Connect Command Scholarship Program. His community service includes work with the Boys and Girls Club, Girls Place for Homeless Veterans, and the Police Officers Association Widows and Orphans Fund. For his outstanding public service, he received the Meritorious Public Service Medal from the Department of the Army. Beyond his professional work, Mr. Burnett is a proud husband and father of 4 daughters. Right now, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Army Reserve Ambassador, Mr. James Burnett.
Okay, everybody, thank you very much for having us here today. I have a very clear understanding that we're standing between the end of your school day and what we're trying to do. What we want to do today is we want to make this fun. We hope you can walk away from this afternoon with a couple of ideas about what you might want to think about doing after high school. As a proud father of 4 daughters, I don't care if you got to go to the military, I don't care if you go to college, I don't even care if you go to work after high school. But what we want you to do is think about what your options are, and our keynote speaker will talk about you being the best version of yourself. But before I get into my prepared remarks, I want to let you know that this is our last and final stop in the Manteca School District. And earlier today, we were visiting the Timberwolves that said the Lancers suck. So I want to hear from you. Are the Lancers the best school in the Manteca School District? Let me hear it. Are you the best? That's pretty good. I got to tell you this. How about one more time for the Lancers? That's awesome. One more thing before my prepared remarks. I'd like to have Mr. Frank Gonzalez, and Rebecca Sharp come up here and join me. Rebecca, please come up here and join me for a quick second. I'll tell you why I want these 2 folks to come up here, because there's a tremendous amount of work that goes into this. I get a lot of leeway because I'm a volunteer, so when the superintendent gets mad at me, I say, hey, I'm not getting paid for this. But these 2 have put together a terrific week along with But these 2 have been awesome. So they've been with us every single day, every single event, and they know the value of what I'm going to present to them. But quite simply, I just want to say thank you to them, and I want you to join me in a round of applause as I say thank you. When the superintendent came up to me a few months ago and said, what do we want to do with our school district? And I told him what we wanted to do is we wanted to celebrate some of these great students that go to this district. We want to celebrate some of your great teachers, and we want to celebrate veterans that work for the school district. But most importantly, we want to celebrate the community because the Manteca area is just awesome. So my thanks for doing that. I do want to ask you to pay close attention to this next video because you're going to probably recognize one of the people in this video as our keynote speaker. But the other person in this video, I want you to pay very close attention, and then I'm going to have a challenge for you folks, and it's going to be entirely up to the student body. So we're going to go ahead and roll this first video. Go ahead, thanks.
Good afternoon, and hey, welcome to the United States Army Parachute Mission. Yeah, baby, I'm excited.
Oh man, look, I'm about to jump on 12,500 feet. I can't wait to do an amazing Army Golden Knights. Skies, whatever you want to do in life. So, only barrier is your mind and your imagination. Okay, I just jumped 1,500 feet. That's the Army Golden Knight. It was absolutely amazing. Man.
12,500 feet. What do you remember most about today?
Man, I'm the same genius. Yeah, that's right. When you turn like that, oh my God, man. You ain't gonna worry about that. I'm crazy.
Any words of advice for those future Army airborne soldiers out there watching this?
Yes, go Army. Get to this and not doing it, do it. To the ambassador of the Army Reserve, Jim Burnett, and also to the American Foundation for
Isn't that awesome? So the second person in the video was the Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Clara Schmid. She joined us with that. So what I want to talk to you about is when we were at Sierra High School today, and I told them, I said, we've got one slot available next year for your principal to jump with the Golden Knights. Strapped to the back of an Army soldier, jumping out of a plane at 15,000 feet. And Mrs. Schmid said, we need to give the Lancers a chance. So it's really going to boil down to you guys. You're going to have to tell me if you want your principal, Eric Simone, to jump at 15,000 feet strapped to the back of an Army soldier. So let me hear it. You want him to jump next year? That's pretty good. I think just one. He's going to jump with the Army Golden Knights next year. So that's awesome. So I get a chance to travel the country and talk to young people all the time throughout the course of the year. And if there's one thing I want you to appreciate, the three of us that are going to be the primary speakers today are all volunteers. And we're here because of you guys. As a proud father of 4 kids, I believe in my heart that every single person in this room, every single kid around the globe is good at something. And what saddens me as a father is that the young people don't get a chance to understand what they're good at. I've got 4 kids. 2 of my kids, one's on the spectrum, one's probably undiagnosed. And they're awesome. So what I want you to do is I want you to ask your teachers for help. I think asking for help is a life skill. But I think it's really important for you guys to be able to ask people that you care about, moms and dads, siblings, school teachers, people who influence in your life, what you're good at. Because I can guarantee you, you're good at something. And what saddens me as a father and as a parent, if you go through life and you don't ever figure that out. So I think you're all going to be good at something, and I hope you find it. So with that said, I'm trying to keep the energy up. That's why we did the video. But it's hard to match my friend. So I'm going to introduce you to 28-year Navy veteran and officer, my friend, Van Morris. Van?
All right, East Union, how are we feeling today? That wasn't too bad, but I think we're looking at the best high school in the state. So East Union, how are we feeling today? All right. Hey, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for inviting me out here. I bring you greetings from the beautiful city of Tampa, Florida. Delighted to be here. And listen, we don't really have a lot of time, so I want to get straight to the point. I have 3 things to say to you. Number 1, embrace your talents. Number 2, embrace your dreams. And number 3, be the best version of yourself. Now, let me say something to you. I'm living the best days of my life. These are the best days of my life. I don't have to work because my money works for me. And that is exactly what I want you to know, because if you embrace your talents and you embrace your dreams and you are the best version of yourself, you can be whatever it is in life you want to be, and no one can stop you. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Listen, I didn't always have it well. My mother and my father, they had 16 children. Yes, and I am number 13 of 16, so I'm way down on the totem pole. And my brother is here with me in the back, David. He's number 14. We didn't have it easy as kids. We did not eat 3 meals a day. Sometimes we had 2 meals a day. Sometimes 1 meal a day. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I'm a country boy. I grew up with nothing but love from my parents. And I'm telling you today, it doesn't matter how you start, you can finish at the top. It's all up to you. Now, I said talent. What do I mean? I'm telling you that there is something that you are the best at in your family. No one's better than you at something. What is that? There's something you're the best at than anyone in your class or in this gymnasium. What is that? The key to life is for you to decide and find what you are good at. Don't be like my generation. My generation, we get older and we take our talent straight to the grave and no one benefits from it. And I don't want that to be you. Okay? Is that all right? Okay. Now, I would like to give out a few gifts. Is that okay? All right. I see you in the back. Okay, but first, let me ask a question. Do we have any gamers in the house? Any gamers? Okay. I got you. I see you. I see you. Okay, hands down, hands down. I need to know, is there anybody that's played Call of Duty? Okay, hands down, hands down. Okay, here's what I want to do. I want to give a gift. This is a hat. This is from the United States Special Operations Command. This hat, all of the guys that you are playing Call of Duty, they work under this hat. The Navy SEALs, the Green Berets, the Army Rangers, the Marine Corps Special Operations Forces, all those guys that you're playing the video games of, the real people, they work for Special Ops Command. And I want one of you to have the hat. So we're going to give this to the good citizen of this school. Who is the good citizen? Okay, hands down. Okay, I think your teachers have selected one of you as the good citizen. I hope it's you. I really hope it's you. All right, Jim, who do we have as the good citizen of East Union?
Well, for the adults in the room, we're going to play a quick game called The Price is Right. And we're going to ask Jubilee Price to come on down. Jubilee Price. Jubilee's coming down. Look at the excitement on her face. She's smiling. Come on.
Come on, Julie. All right. I want to thank you for being the best version of yourself, and I want you to continue to do great things. Okay? Congratulations. Let's give her another hand. All right. You guys are a great audience. Let's give another gift now. I want to give a gift to the most improved student. Who is the most improved student in here? Okay, I hope it's someone over there. We'll find out. So, Jim, who is the most improved student in East Union?
What we're going to say is to Samuel Mendoza. Come on down! Samuel Mendoza. Where?
Thank you very much, Samuel, for being the best version of yourself. I want you to continue to do great things. Let's give him another hand. All right. Well, you guys are doing so well. I think we'll give another gift. Jim, can we have 2 more hats? All right. Now, did you guys enjoy that national anthem today? All right. Well, the young man that sung the national anthem, we're going to have him to come on up. Where is he at? Where's the guy that sung the national anthem?
Come on down!
Luke, I want you to continue to demonstrate sustained superior performance. You're an amazing person. Let's give him a hand. All right, and what about the drill team? The young man that did the drill team. Where's he at? Thank you, Matthew, for being the best version of yourself. Let's give him a hand. All right, Tim. All right, you guys are so amazing. You guys are so amazing. Okay, we'll get one more hat, okay? One more hat. One more. All right, so here's what we're going to do. The teacher selected the last hat, but then you will decide who gets the next hat. I really hope it's someone over there. I really do. I really do. Okay, now, what did I say about being the best version of yourself? Right? It doesn't mean be perfect. It means if you fall down, you get up. Right? Right? You fall down, you get up. I'm not just talking about physically falling down. I'm talking about emotionally falling down, mentally falling down. Listen, suicide is the #2 cause of death of Generation Z. That will be you. I want you to know if you're experiencing hard times, don't give up on life. I want you to live. And I'm here to tell you that every one of you, you are the dream and you are the promise. What promise do I mean? Back in 1776, there was a Declaration of Independence, and the preamble went something like this. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all people are created equal, and they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And listen, when the Founding Fathers said pursuit of happiness, they weren't talking about chasing happiness. They were talking about experiencing happiness. You have the right to experience happiness. So, as your keynote speaker, I'm going to give this last hat out. This is your chance. I really hope you guys get it. I really do. Now, you have a chance to make me feel good or you can make me feel bad. Here's how we're going to do this. All you have to do, Jim has the hat, all you have to do is guess my age and you get the hat.
42!
Raise your hand if you know. Who knows the age? Okay. I tell you what. Okay. The person with the camera.
47!
47. 47, that's your hand over here. Okay, you stand up, stand up. You said 51, 51, 47. Okay, someone. Yes. 55? Okay, all right. The answer is 55. Let's give it one. Thank you very much for being the best friend in the set. Let's give him another hand. Hey, I knew that group was going to win something. I knew they were going to get something. I knew it. All right. So happy for them. All right, listen up, guys. Here's why I'm making a big deal about my age. I'm more than 3.5 times older than you. Okay? That's right. That's right. I hear you. I feel you. So here's what I want to do for you. I want to try to demonstrate some talent. Is that okay? Can I do that? Okay. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to recite a poem. The poem is 800 words. And I'm going to try to recite this poem without looking at any notes. Now, I'm 55. And sometimes I forget where to put my keys in the morning. I can't even remember. So I'm going to try to remember this poem. We got a lot of students out here, and I could embarrass myself in front of all these people. But you know what? It's worth it, because I might succeed. And if I succeed and do 800 words, what can you do? That's right, 2,000, 3,000. I'm here to tell you that I'm on your side. I'm rooting for you. Because if I can do 800 words, if I can do that, and you guys should be cheering me on to do it, because if I can do 800, you can do 2,000 and more. Now, I believe in you. Don't let me believe in you more than you believe in you. Is that okay? All right, so this poem is about the United States flag. It's a personification. We have first responders here. We have veterans. We have service members. And we want to show them some honor. I'm a 26-year veteran myself. I've been to 45 countries. And my wife is a veteran, and my 3 sons, they're all veterans. And I'm telling you in closing that I love each and every one of you, and I'm willing to lay my life down for every one of you. Okay? If we could dim the lights, ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay, let us begin. The Old Glory presentation that you're about to witness is a time-honored tradition that symbolizes our service members, our veterans, and first responders who rise through the ranks. But most importantly, it represents their love for a nation that they so proudly serve. Now, if I could get all of you to use your imagination just for one moment. Imagine our flag having a personality. What type of attitude and swagger do you think it would have? Now imagine the flag having a voice. What exactly would it say to its outstanding service members, to its veterans, to its first responders? What would it say to you? Well, I'd like to draw your attention to just one fact. The fact of the matter is, the United States flag is the most recognized symbol in the world for peace and freedom. And my friends, when it comes to freedom, well, freedom is not free. It comes with a price paid for by our prisoners of war, our missing in action. We have over 80,000 missing in action personnel right now, here, today, by our veterans who have accumulated countless injuries and disabilities, and our outstanding service members who are serving around the globe in defense of our great nation. So let there be no doubt that I believe that if this flag could speak, it would say, I am the flag of the United States of America, but my name is Old Glory. I cloud top the world's tallest buildings, and and I stand watch in America's hall of justice. I fly majestically across the great institutions of learning. I stand guard with the greatest military power in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, honor, truth, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident, I am brave, I am proud, and I am ready. When I am flown with my fellow man, my head is held a little higher, and my colors are a little truer. Except for my God, I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am sovereign. I am saluted. I am respected. I am honored. I am loved. And yet I am feared. I have fought in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. Some of these battles include Gettysburg, Shiloh, Appomattox, San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, the Aragon Forest, Anzio, Rome, the beaches of Normandy, Guam, Okinawa, Korea, Quezon, Saigon, Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq, Kuwait, and Syria, and so many other places long forgotten by all. Except those that were there with me, I know because I was there. I led my special operations forces in the quiet of the night and at the tip of the spear. I saw them fight fearlessly around the globe every day of the year. I watched over them, even during the casualties of Desert One, and they still loved me. I was on a small hill, Iwo Jima. I was dirty, battle-worn, and tired. But my soldiers, sailors, airmen, Coast Guardsmen, my Marines, they all cheered me, and I was so very proud. I was at Ground Zero in New York City on September the 11th as cowardly fanatics attacked America. I was raised from the ashes of once proud buildings by brave firefighters and police. These were heroes who risked their lives to save others, showing all that America, although bloody, will never be beaten because those who destroy me cannot win. For I am the symbol of freedom of one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on in the streets of my own country. And when it is done by those whom I have served in battle, it hurts. But hear me today when I say, I will overcome because I am strong. I have slipped surely bounds of earth, and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the uncharted new frontiers of space. I have been that silent witness to all of America's finest hours. But my finest hour comes when these stripes are torn into strips to be used as bandages, cover the wounds of my fellow comrades. And also when I fly at half-staff to honor my soldiers, sailors, airmen, Coast Guardsmen, Marines, Guardians, and first responders. But most importantly, when I'm placed into the trembling arms of a grieving mother at her gravesite of a fallen son or daughter, I am so very proud. My name is Old Glory. Long may I wave, dear God. Long may I wave. Thank you.
Well, my thanks to your principal for really making me. This is awesome. So thank you very much for that. We're going to get back into our program. Their band is awesome. He's a great friend of mine. I'm really happy to do it. I do want to talk real quick about superheroes and first responders. In just a second, I'm going to ask the school board president and the police chief, Steve Schwarber, to come up and talk. But I just want to tell you how important teachers are to me, how important first responders are to me as a godfather of 4 daughters. So please join me in a loud round of applause for your police chief, Stephen Schwarber. Chief.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon!
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon!
I'm very excited to be here in Manteca Territory. I represent Area 6. This is my high school that I represent. with Manteca Unified School District. Just a little bit about myself. I am the police chief. I'm on the school board. I'm the president of the school board. I was the humanitarian of the year for the city of Manteca last year. And I've done a lot of good things. I do a lot of good things because people matter. And I want to see my impact. You can either be part of the problem or part of the solution. And so I wanted to be part of the solution. And so I want to have the biggest impact I can have on my community. And I hope you guys feel the same way. But how did it all start? It started when I was in grade school. I was born and raised here in Manteca. I went to Shasta Elementary. And then, because I didn't want to go to Manteca High, I went to Modesto Christian. That's okay though, I couldn't see myself as a Buffalo. And Sierra wasn't around at the time. And so I went from there, I went to Sacramento State, I got my degree in government, my minor in economics, and I decided that I was all grown up. Now what do you do when you're done with college? I went to school to be a lobbyist, to work in politics, and I thought, you know what, that's not what I want to do. I want to serve my community. And so I became a police officer 29 years ago. And I've been with Manteca the whole time. I've grown the ranks. I've been a street cop. I've been an SRO over at the Blue School. I've been a field training officer. I have worked undercover in a task force for the county. I've done homicide. I've done child abuse, sexual assault. And then I decided to promote. And so after I promoted, I went from sergeant lieutenant to now chief. And the reason I wanted to become the chief was because I wanted to lead an organization to represent our community and to honor our community in the best way they could. And so I asked you guys, what do you want to do? And how do you want to get there? The biggest thing I say is hard work and perseverance. Keep your nose to the grind. Keep working hard every day. And be the best that you can be. I'm not asking you to be the best person in the world. Just be the best person that you can be. Set goals for yourself. Set goals that you can attain. You know, if you set some lofty goals, those are great. But make sure you're setting those goals that you can attain so you can feel the success. And like it was said earlier, it doesn't matter if you go into the workforce, into the military, to college, whatever you do from this point forward, do it the best you can. Do everything you can the best you can, and you will succeed. Believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, because there will be some times in life where no one believes in you. But if you believe in yourself, that's all that matters. Be the best person that you can. And with that, remember that the decisions that you make today will affect your tomorrow. God bless East Union High School. God bless the men and women in uniform. And God bless the USA.
Well, I need some help here, so I'm going to ask one of your teachers to come up and help me. So I'm going to ask Colonel John Tower to come up and help me. Colonel, would you join me in the middle here? So as a proud father of 4 daughters, teachers are incredibly important to me and my family. And what I learned as a young father, my kids were actually spending more time with the teachers than they were spending with mom and dad at home. And when my kids went through high school, so I've got 4 daughters, when my kids went through high school, it was a teacher that told my kids to achieve their very best. I won't go into a long story, but I'll tell you that one of my daughters went to Berkeley as a result of a teacher. One of my daughters went to, 2 of my daughters went to Ivy League schools, Dartmouth in New Hampshire, and of my 4 daughters today, 2 are teachers. One's a teacher in Boston, one's a teacher in New York City. My 3rd daughter is administrators and faculty might appreciate this. My middle daughter, who graduated from Berkeley, came up to me and she said, Dad, I want to go to a master's program where there's no financial aid and I'll get paid as little as possible. So my daughter graduates from Syracuse and she's going to become a librarian. But the point is, teachers have had a tremendous impact in my life. So this is actually my favorite part of the show, is when I get to recognize a teacher that has tremendous impact. So I want you to join me in congratulating and recognizing Colonel Tao as my superhero. This is one of the best teachers in the
We love you, Colonel!
So much fun to do that. He's awesome. So the main point of coming here today is just trying to create some options for all of the students. And one of the things we want to talk about today is potential pathways after high school. So I'm going to invite up a locally born and bred young lady. Her name is Kat. She's an Army captain. Camel Gill is going to come up. But she went to Manteca High School, so feel free to boo her if you want. But we're going to ask you to come up here. Tom, come up here, please. And we're going to ask her to just talk about her history. She was actually a product of junior ROTC at Manteca High School. So please join me in a loud round of applause welcoming Army Captain to speak with you today.
Thank you, Mr. Jibbernet, MUSC staff, Lieutenant Commander Colonel Sadowski, and CSM Carlson, and the recruiters here. So thank you to each student for having us. Outstanding job by the ROTC. So as Mr. Jibbernet mentioned, I graduated Manteca High School in 2007, that's 18 years ago. And I went to Delta College and CSU Stanislaus in Turlock. And I joined the Army in 2012. I enlisted for 4 years and then commissioned as an artillery officer. And then I asked the Army, I requested the Army if I can come back here just so I can be closer to my parents, right? And continue the Army journey here and inspire the people here, the community here, inspire me to join the United States Army. So the reason, the message that I want to pass on to you is I am just like you. I'm not special. I was one of you sitting on the bleachers. I did my senior year, I did JROTC, a huge fan. So I got a couple of questions for you guys. Who here has siblings? Okay, all of us, right? Me as well. And as siblings, you already are leaders because you're leading your siblings, right? Who here is an older sibling? Okay, so you lead your siblings already. Guess what? United States Army, whether it's active, reserve, or National Guard, you're going to lead soldiers, you're going to lead other people. So you already are a leader, and once you join the Army, now you're a better leader. So who here is a senior? Okay, so I need a volunteer, a senior volunteer. Can I get one? There's someone. Okay, come on. So I understand that you are the graduating class of 2026. Is that correct? What's your name?
JP Hebrew.
Thank you. So what are your plans after senior year?
I plan on going to a four-year college and continue my education along with athletics.
Awesome. Have you applied to any schools?
Not yet.
Alright, so when are you going to start?
I'm in the process right now of applying.
Awesome. So did you know that the United States Army, first of all, do you want to travel the country, do you want to go out of state, or do you want to stay in California?
I'm looking into out-of-state schools.
Awesome. So I got a solution for you. Do you want to hear that? He said yes. So the United States Army Reserve, right, has a program. It's called SMP. So he, just like all of you and all the seniors, can apply for a ROTC scholarship and an SRP scholarship, SMP scholarship, and get a full ride for 4 years worth of college degree. And guess what? You commission as a second lieutenant in the United States Army Reserve. Would you want that?
Sounds great.
I would want that for him, right? So, thank you. Thanks for volunteering. Let's give him a round of applause. So that's just one of the benefits, right? A fully paid for college degree. But guess what? The United States Army can train you for free and pay you as a soldier in 150 plus jobs. So who here wants to drive a truck? Somebody want to be a truck driver? Somebody want to transport stuff? Who here wants to be an engineer? Okay, I see one. Well, guess what? You can get an ROTC scholarship as well. Who here likes working with computers? Okay. Well, Army has a program for that as well. Who here wants to be a nurse? Who here wants to be an Army nurse? Okay, other two. What job after? So what I'm trying to get at is you already are young leaders, and Army can just refine you, make you better. So please give my recruiters some love when they show up here. and think about joining the United States Army. Thank you.
Morning bread from Manteca. That's awesome. Thank you, Captain. I appreciate you being here. I want to highlight two MOSs that I think are just kind of relevant today. And then with the chief here, I want to make sure I don't screw this up because he's got it done. But two of the MOSs that I like to talk about. Anybody in this audience have an interest in a career of law enforcement after high school? Usually lots of hands go up, so we see a few hands going up. But just as a specific example, you can't become a cop in California until you're age 21. So a potential pathway specifically would be to enlist in the Army Reserve. You don't even have to become a cop in the Army Reserve, but if you want to pursue a career in law enforcement, you can join the Army Reserve, you can get your top secret clearance, you can do all your training and certification. So by age 20 and a half, you can enter into the police academy. But the first year salary, as a specific example from the LAPD, first year salary for an Army Reserve soldier is $122,000 a year. So I think that's a pretty good career path. The other one that I have highlighted on the screen is an air traffic controller. Potential pathway is to enlist in the Army Reserve after high school, learn how to become an air traffic controller. After 5 years working for the government, the average pay for an air traffic controller is $135,000 a year. So one of our speakers that comes up here today is a volunteer, and I hope you can appreciate this. We don't get paid, we're taking time off from work, we want to be here and talk to young people about making great choices. So the superintendent from Southern California, the superintendent where my kids went to school, takes time off from work, he travels up here at his own expense, and he's going to talk about his son. So please join me in a loud round of applause for Army Dad, Ron McCowan.
Thank you. Hey, I've been in education for about 35 years. I've had a really great career. I've been a high school wrestling coach, football coach, biology teacher, an ASB advisor, vice principal, and now a superintendent. And after 35 years, about 3 weeks ago, I announced my retirement in December. Now, the good thing about retirement that I'm looking forward to is a Christmas break. When Christmas break is over and all you guys get ready to come back to school, I'm going to be sitting at home. And I'm looking forward to that. The other thing I'm looking forward to is that when my Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl on Super Bowl Sunday, I'm going to sit home and say, no Cowboy fans here? Come on. And trust me, being a Cowboys fan is a tough thing to do, so I thank you for letting me admit that. Now, one of the things in our district that we look at is we look at servant leadership. And servant leadership is something that we push real hard in our district. And when I look around here, we look at servant leadership. There is not a better example of servant leadership than we look at our military, our first responders, firemen, policemen, because they're willing to sacrifice their life in service to you. And so let's give them a big round of applause for being here today. There's another group here that I think is also a great example of servant leadership, because every day they show up to work here and they serve you as students. And that is your teachers and your support staff here at the high school. So let's hear a big round of applause for your teachers and support staff. Now, what I'm here for today is to tell you a little story about one of my sons who's in the Army. I've got 3 boys. My oldest boy is 27. He is a social media influencer in New York City. Now, I'm not exactly sure what that is, but he seems to have fun. My other 2 boys are twins. One of my twin sons is a firefighter in our local community. My other son is a medic in the United States Army, and we're very proud of him. But the way I want to start the story is when he was a senior in high school. And as a senior in high school, he started to think that Dad didn't know anything and that he knew everything. Are you guys experiencing that right now? Maybe a few? Yeah. Well, maybe graduation. My son had graduated, but he wasn't doing anything. And so one morning I go in and I wake him up. His mom says, hey, you got to get him out of bed. It's like 12 o'clock on a Saturday. I don't know about you, guy's father, but it drives me nuts that my kid was in bed at 12 o'clock. So I went and woke him up and I said, son, what are you going to do? And he says, you know, Dad, I need some direction. I need to join the Army so that somebody will tell me what to do every morning when I get up. Now, I thought to myself as a dad, I've been trying to do that for 18 years, son, you just don't listen. But I said, good, you go away to the Army. So he went to the Army. And one of the neat things that happened is he shows up at boot camp, and after about a week, he writes us a letter. Now, I was the high school principal for my son, and I didn't even know he could write a letter. But in his letter, he uses the word sucks like 18 times. And I don't really like that word, but everything about boot camp seemed to suck. After about a week, a little more goes by, he sends us another letter. This time he only uses that word like 15 times. Another week or so, we get another letter. It's only used about 10 times. As the weeks go on in boot camp, it gets down to where he's only using it 4 or 5 times. And then he writes us a letter. He says, you know what? I've learned to embrace the sucks. In other words, he learned to understand that the adversity that they're putting him through in boot camp was going to make him a better person and a better soldier. So, as we get to his graduation from boot camp, we decide, hey, we're going to go and watch the graduation. We show up the night before. They show a list of the people in boot camp that are going to get honors the next day. And one of the things they do is they pin a new grade on about 20 soldiers coming out of boot camp. And our son was one of those students. Now, the way they do this in the military is they ask for the mom to pin the rank advancement on their soldiers. We went out to dinner that night with my son, and he asked his mom if it would be okay if he let his drill sergeant pin his rank advancement on his uniform instead of his mom. And the reason he wanted to do that is he knew that without that drill sergeant pushing him to be the best he could be, the best version of himself, he would not have made that rank advancement. As parents, that taught us right away what our son had learned over basic training camp. He had learned that it takes people who support you to get you where you want to go. And for us, it was one of the best moments of being a parent, knowing that our son had finally gotten that piece of what it looks like to be a servant leader. Now, fast forward, my son has been in the Army now for 7 years. He's an E5 or E6 staff sergeant. Currently, he is serving in Iraq. He volunteered to do that about 3 weeks ago. You know, you think your son's in Iraq, it worries you a little bit, but the one thing that you know, if you're a member of the United States military, you are a member of the best fighting military that's ever been in world history. And to be that, you have some solace that you can know that your son is prepared, or daughter, for whatever they might face. Last year, he also bought a house in Tennessee. No money down because of his GI, and 24 years old, owning a house. This summer, he got married. I told you right now he's in Iraq. And when he comes back in June, he's going to get a new base up in Alaska. So he's been to 4 or 5 different countries, and will get to live in Alaska for 3 years. So we're really proud of him. But the 2 things that I want to really impress on you, the reason we're proud of him, is number 1, if you want to go into the military, now my son is a medic in the military, make sure that you look at the different jobs the military has. I know you guys have great CTE programs here. You have the health academies. You have your ad department here. Every one of those different CTE programs you're in, there are job alikes in the military where you can get a free education, be trained in that job title. But the other thing you get out of the military is you get a little bit of a leader, not a little bit, you get a lot of leadership skills that no other career or no other school can teach you the way the military does. So, in leaving here, I just want to emphasize to you that I know a lot of you guys are leaders on campus right now. I know that your ROTC people, your leaders there, there's leaders on your football team, on the softball team, your ASB. What I encourage you to do as a leader amongst your peers here, make sure that you think about how can I be a better servant leader? How can I make sure that I take the welfare of the people I serve into account more than my own welfare? And I really believe you'll be a better father, mother, spouse, business owner, whatever you choose to do. If you keep servant leadership at the forefront, you're going to be more successful. So with that, I'd like to thank you guys for listening today. Appreciate it. And let's go answer.
Right there, just relax, everything's all good. We got more to the program. I'll just interject here real fast. There are a lot of people who have served in this building. The lives that we live, the opportunities that we have, the freedoms to choose how you want to do your business, the freedom to choose how you want to act each day, the freedom to choose if you want to get back up off the ground as was demonstrated earlier today. I'm very inspired. I want to encourage you as we finish this here today, really begin to think about who you are. Really begin to think about who you're going to be. Really continue to think about the friendships that you have. Continue to think about your family, the ones that you love. What can you do? Who are you? Be the person you're supposed to be. Be the person that you know that you are. Because life happens. Life comes at you. You don't know what life brings. But what I do know is that every single one of us, myself included, we have the tools, we have the gifts, we have the pieces in us that gets it done if we use it. So I want to encourage you. I'm excited about this. This is coming to a conclusion here shortly. We're going to finish strong on this. And I want to tell you, Lancers lead. Others follow. Simple as that. Give me 3 claps on 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
Wow, what a big recovery from your school principal. I have good news and I have bad news. The bad news is we're not finished. The good news, we're going to be finished in about 6 or 7 minutes.
Everyone is activated.
But I do want to thank the principal for this to you. Thank you very much. Before I get into my closing remarks, I met a really nice young woman today who's in your student body. I don't know if many of you know her. I know her as Kimani. Kimani, can you come up and see me? Kimani, I met you earlier today. Where is Kimani? Kimani, where are you? I have a gift for her, and she is specifically asking me. So here she comes. Here comes Kimani. Please join me in a round of applause for your classmate, Kimani. So maybe some of you will be interested in my closing remarks. Not just because it ends our event, because I want to tell you something that's really important. As an Army Reserve ambassador, I have some very unique authority on behalf of the government. In Colonel Tao, I'm sure you're familiar with the Community Scholarship and the S&P program. A lot of people are familiar with senior ROTC programs. So say Colonel Tao and I are competing to go to UCLA or Sacramento or San Diego State. If he's a better student than me, I might not get that scholarship. But where my authority lies with the government, it's based on my signature alone. Just in the last 3 years, I've given away 51 college nominations and given away over $10 million. So for anybody who's interested in going to college, Dr. Colonel Tao, these scholarships, if you get into a school of your choice, if it does Army ROTC, you go based on my signature. So what I'm going to close with is this young woman who received a scholarship from me 3 years ago. Her name is Jordan Hoyt. She's from San Diego, Escondido specifically. And the reason I chose to highlight this young lady is because she's just a normal kid. She's just like you. She plays sports. She's an avid photographer. Here she is receiving her scholarship. She's a chalk artist, and next year she's going to be at the White House doing chalk art. She's going to be doing chalk art on the grounds of the White House for the 250th of our country. So we're very proud of her. One of the things that I got to do this year, which was very unique, is we were on the field at Fenway Park. So many of you are probably familiar with Boston Red Sox. I got a chance to honor her on the field during the Red Sox game. So it was very cool. This summer, she went to West Point for summer camp, and she repelled on a helicopter. So it's called Aerosol. So she was on that iconic campus, all paid for by the government. She got paid while she was there. She earned her aerosol pad. She's celebrating with her girlfriend, and she's one of my scholarship recipients. So the last slide I'm closing with, and this was a lot of fun for me, but hopefully it means something to you. So I was invited to the floor of the New York Stock Exchange to award a scholarship to a young lady. She didn't know I was going to award that scholarship on the spot. But when she came into the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, it surprised her and her parents. You can't see that from here, but her scholarship presented that day was worth $265,000. So with that, I'm going to close and say thank you for being an awesome audience today. And turn the microphone back over to your principal. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's give a good hand. Good hand for Mr. Burnett. Thank you so much. All right, this celebration reminds us that civic duty and public service can take many forms. There's all kinds of different pathways. Military, protecting our neighborhoods, teaching, healing, leading in all kinds of different ways. Every single one of you, every single one of us has power to make a difference. We truly do. Through leadership, service, compassion. You're encouraged to take a moment to meet some of the real-life heroes who have joined us today, representatives from the U.S. Army, as well as our local police and fire departments that are here to share information and answer any questions that you have. If you have questions, ask them. They're excited to speak with you. They're just like you. They're in your spot. They're sitting in bleachers one time before. You also have a chance to hear directly from instructor Ms. Faye. She's out in the foyer of the gym. Her students are already enrolled in the public service CTE pathway. They're excited to share their own experiences. We have our JRTC program here. Stop by the table if you want to. It's out in the foyer. I want to encourage you. This is a great presentation today. As far as the skydiving goes, I was sitting there watching that video and I turned to my boss and I said, I want to skydive. And she goes, guess what? You might. So what? I'm ready to rock. Let's do this. Guys, have a great day. You are awesome. Bye.
We're going